All right, guys, we're gonna do a full top to bottom ride here at Montage Mountain Ski Resort. So we're coming up the, I think the iron quad lift. We're gonna go all the way to the left side of the map, and then go all the way down those runs, and I'll list those right here, or at least the route I'm gonna take. All right. So if you've never been to Montage, this is my first time here. You know, one of the first things I noticed is it's really, I couldn't quite put my finger on it, and I think it's just really a skier's mountain. And what I mean by that is a lot of transversing today, kind of a flatter pitch. Some of the greens and blues look way flatter than they normally would be at other mountains, but I'll caveat that with they do have the second steepest run on the entire East Coast called White Lightning, and I'll link that video at the end of this one so you can watch that as well if you're interested. And it's pretty intimidating. So for this one, I'm trying, at least the best I can, to transverse from the iron lift all the way over, and you can see how it's kind of uphill here. And you know, one of the main issues I'm running into today is that there is a lift that comes over here, but it's down today, and it's the only full top to bottom chair. So since that full chair is down, you can't get over here. I think it drops off right there. So the only way to get here is to transverse. I hope I'm all the way over, but let's start this run. Oh, okay. It's pretty fun. Nice flowy. All right. So it looks like I was a little off. I had to go one more over, and that's just because that lift is down. You can't access it from the actual top, but oh, look at that view. That's the city of Scranton down there. Check it out. This is like one of the only ski resorts that I've been to in a while that's like literally right in the major city. It's essentially in Scranton, which is cool if you live in Scranton. And if you don't, look how, whoa, look how wide this mountain is. If you don't, you have a bunch of resources like hotels and restaurants and stuff like that super close by, instead of it being out in the middle of nowhere. Oh, this is a fun, flowy, wide run. Oh, you want to do a little bit of, there we go, ungroomed stuff. Some of my favorite terrain to ride. Oh, let's get it. Yes! I love having part of it ungroomed like this. Oh, I missed a tree spot. And then you can choose, hey, do I want to duck into the glades? Do I want to ride some of this ungroomed terrain? Or if that's not your style, you can just stay on the groomed stuff. It's totally up to you. For me, I like to mix it up. I love the glades. I have found that at least today, the glades aren't, these ones are actually kind of nice. I was gonna say the glades aren't that nice, but those ones have been my favorite all day. Really flowy, really stable instead of getting stuck. Like I said, skier's pitch on a lot of these mountains. Okay, so this is lower fast track. See right down the pole. So it starts at the blue, starts as a blue at the top of the mountain, and then as you get lower, it turns into a black. I could get on the run over there. I'm just really enjoying some of this ungroomed stuff. I like to switch it up. Whew. This is a fun run for sure. All right. And I have the whole run to myself. How cool is that? First off, this thing is huge. The wide terrain really lets a lot of people get out here without it being overcrowded. And it just makes it feel so much more open. Yes. I've noticed it get a little icy on some of these steeper slopes after it gets run out a lot. Minus that one little patch there, it really hasn't been that bad today. I would say not as good of conditions as yesterday, but still solid. Oh! Right as I'm whining about the conditions, I totally eat it. Get snow all over me. I would still say, even with that, it's not that bad overall. That was my fault. Woo! A little chilly now. So yeah, this is the lift right here that would take us back up to the top, but because it's down, the only way to get back up there is to take this lift that I forget the name, but I'll tag it, and then kind of take a crossover trail and get on another lift. So it's a long route back up, but if you hang on just one more second, we'll track our total distance, which you're gonna be surprised is actually a little over a mile, I think. So I did a run earlier that was over a mile, and it wasn't the whole thing. So, total distance, we're at 1.2 miles, and we hit 25 miles an hour on our speed. Not too bad. Check out this next video of that steep monster right here.